what's going on here? Alright, just hang on while we get things squared away here. Okay. We'll head back. Let me do something here. Push there to open, that's why. Alright. Alright. So, we're going to be flipping from camera to camera. Let's shrink that chat down so I keep the chat side by side. There we go. Alright, so how are we sounding right now, RD&T? You sound okay? We're going to be flipping from camera to camera, so we got camera 2 up right now, then we're going to go into camera 3. I'm not going to show you camera 1 yet until more people come into the stream. Just make sure we got the mics and everything all broadcasting up the right way. So apparently we have everything. Okay.
I don't want that. Sounds muffled? Really? How about now? How's that sound now? Sounds a bit distorted. Alright, just hang on because I've got a headset that I'm using right now. Well, let's have a look at some things here. I'm just going to turn all the mics down. All right, so how are we sounding now? Any change at all? All right. Does it sound better now? Sound better now, but low. All right, so turn your volumes up on your computers. Fly. All right. We're trying to get things rectified here. That's why I went live half hour early just to make sure to work out any bugs that are happening. So I will be looking for everybody's feedback. If everybody thinks this setting's okay, let's turn that one up. How are we now? Any change? Sounds good now? Right on. Okay, great. All right. So I got the both screens popped out side by side so I can try and keep an eye on the chat. Of course, I won't be walking around the layout. I will be tethered to my computer, seeing as I've got a new Logitech's headset with a microphone. So there's the first camera shot, and then we'll flip over to camera 3 after a little while. I'm not showing everybody camera 1 yet because everybody's going to have it's a treat for everybody on for camera number 1. So all the microphones on all 3 cameras are turned on, plus my headset. So I'd like to welcome everybody to the running session night, and I hope you enjoy what you see. And I'll try and keep an eye on the chat as much as possible. Now, as for the moderators, You do your job and do your moderating. Juliet Miranda, how are you? How are you, my dear? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're gonna start running trains in a few minutes. You might as well. Can you start running your train now, please, and start sending it out? So we'll have the a CN locomotive, 2 engines, with a small mixed freight train coming by through, and it's going to go up through Nancy Jones's favorite shot, which we call the Nancy Cam, and it's the stair shot. So we get to watch that train disappear to the hole that you see in the stairs there. And while that train is going, what's the other one that's on your? Okay, can you start the other one, please? Well, you have 2 trains you have to keep an eye on, because I got to work the cameras. So I have my other engineer here, my son Robert, is here to help me run trains. So as you can see, that train is going bye-bye. And then we're going to be following this train around the layout somewhat. So now that that train is gone into the other room almost, I'll flip to a different camera. And everybody's going to see a section of the layout they've never saw before on my live streams. So this is basically a mountainous area, and this is the best spot that I put the camera in, because I've only have so much extension cord for it. So I'll have to get some more. So there's the other section of the layout. And you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to take all the paper off the town. Oh well, just leave it. So as you can see, there's the CN train. Now we got Union Pacific and the CN locomotive coming up around as well. So this is a little bit of a new feature. So we still got one more camera to put into this room that you see in right now. And once we get that camera in the other room, it'll be at a different angle and showing a different section of the layout. So I would like to welcome, hey, Chopper Rules #1. How you doing, buddy? I got onto your channel through Gaffa Haynes. Apparently he's a good friend of yours, and he's a good friend of mine. So there you go. Thanks for dropping by, my friend. Appreciate that. So we're going to leave this camera up until that train's going to go around. And eventually is where you're going to see it as it's going down through the mountain. It's going to come back up around that town that you see there that I'm working on. Hi, Nancy. Nancy Jones is with us. Joshua Williams, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. And as you can see at the top of your picture, you can see the Union Pacific and CN going by, the stationary Canadian Pacific that's just sitting there waiting to get clearance to go. But we won't be running that train tonight because there's only 2 of us here. So someone's got to run the cameras, and my son's going to be running the 2 trains around, and then eventually we're going to work our way around to the yard, where I'm going to start doing a little bit of switching with the Southern Pacific SD40 and Southern Pacific and Canadian Pacific, I mean, SD40. I got these 2 hooked together, so they're going to be nice running mates. So we're just going to wait for that CN train to come around the town, and then we'll flip to another camera. Let's see, I better get on the stair shot camera. and let's find out and see where that train is going. And it looks like that train is starting to come through, so I can't miss it. Nancy cannot miss her stair shot, so let's have a look to see if oh, I see a set of headlights coming through. Well, here's the other train coming through, and if you excuse me for a minute, I just got to go and throw a switch. All right, now that I've thrown the switch for that train that's coming through right now on track 1, let's go have a look on camera 1 to see where. Oh yeah, so there's the other train going by the town, and that's going to be coming through, and you're going to have to slow that train down that's coming out right now. You're going to have to wait for the other one. So let's go back to the Nancy cam, and there we go. Now, normally, if I have or if there's like 4 people here, we'd be having trains running all over the place. That seems how there's only 2 of us, and I got to work all the cameras, so we're kind of limited what we can do for tonight. But we're do a little bit of running around the layout, show different sections of the layout. Alright, so now we're going to flip to camera 1, and the train that just came into the rec room, the the Union Pacific and CN that are going by, will be coming into cameras 1 view shortly. Probably in about 3 or 4 minutes, we'll have that train coming in. So we'll do a little bit of running around the layout, and then I'm going to switch to camera 3 where I'm going to be stationary and going to be switching some trains around. So I'll be doing some work in the yard. What's it at? I want to speed it up. 35 on that one, because the gearing is different. Alright, so we just added a little more speed to that train, just so we can get it down around to camera 1. Well, I'm glad everything's working out tonight. So far so good. The new headset seems to be working pretty good, and I'm pretty sure all the microphones are working quite well as well. And I have to adjust the camera because I was doing something else. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask, and I'll try and answer them the best as I can. Okay, you get over here and throw that switch. No, don't stop your train. Just get over here and then throw your switch. So hit that toggle switch. Throw it over. All the way. Thank you. There you go. All right. Now, as you can see, how that train's just gone back around. Eventually, in a little bit, I'll be flipping over to this camera. As you can see, I've already got my locomotives already set up. And then, of course, we'll have to get that passenger train station moved out of the way. So we'll just go back to camera 1 because we're gonna actually see that train come back around again. So what did you do now? Hang on. Okay, just hang on, Robert. Just something's not right. There we go. All right, where's the other train? You have to keep an eye on that. Okay. Alright, we have things sometimes don't work out the way that we want them to, but it is what it is. So everybody can hear me all right still? Everything sounds good so far? Alright, this is another shot of the Nancy cam that we call it. Train going up through the stairs, and of course now we got this other train rolling through here. Alright, still sounds good. Yeah, that just, yes, something popped up on my screen. I wasn't sure if we lost sound or not. It's just probably just the way I set my headset down, I think. So. Alright, in a few more minutes we're going to start with in the freight yard. We're just going to watch these trains run around, and I'll get things set up on camera 3. Until then, enjoy the train running in on camera 1, and I'll be back in a minute. You gotta let me know when they come in towards the rec room area, Robert. You have to let me know when these trains are at all times. Alright, I'm back. Just had to do some, get some things off the track and get some tracks cleared, so. Hi Ron Brights, how you doing, bud? Alright, so here comes the Union Pacific freight train. That'll be one of the ones that we're going to be bringing in, and it's going to end up picking up some cars at the other end over there. When I tell you to just okay, go over and throw that switch now, please. Okay, if you look at the lights, the 2 yellow lights and green light that we have here. Yep. All right, that's line number 1. That's that train right there. Okay. Line number 2 is the other train that you're running. It's on the other track, and that's the red and green. So. Alright, so we're going to bring the other train in. It's going to pick up some cars. They'll be flipping the camera to camera number 3 once it gets into view. Robert, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. After he's cleared that switch, after it's cleared that switch, throw the switch again, please. It's cleared now. Now throw it. Okay, don't worry about the other loco right now. Now get in here and start slowing this one down. So we're going to switch to camera 3 right now. Don't go that slow. You need to speed up a little more, engineer. We do have another train coming, and we need to clear that track. No speeding in the freight yard, please. Start cutting your speed back and pick up those cars in that yard over there. Okay, and put them on the end of that train. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. See the first 5 cars? No, you see, yeah, those cars right there. These ones, those are the ones you're picking up. They go on the end of that train. Okay. All right. All right. Apparently we have an engine problem, so we're gonna have to swap out some power. So you got that one stopped? All right. Move the CN train out, please. I know this is an area where we can't have any cameras, so move that out slowly. Okay, stop it. Nothing seems to want to run right tonight. All right. Okay, hang on. Bring this one in. going to swap the power out on those two. So just bring that train in. While you're doing that, I'm going to monkey around here in the freight yard. And we're going to flip to camera 3. Yeah, well, what do you mean flip? I'm already on camera 3. What am I talking about? Wow. So we're going to do a little switching here. Hey, like my hat? Like my air traffic control? Pilot the bombardier. So actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to swap out the CN power for the Southern Pacific and Canadian Pacific power. I think is what we're going to do. And I'll run this train. So I'll just get out of the way. I think I'm going to have to find a different spot for that camera just so we can see more of the freight yard. But, okay, go over there and unhook those two locomotives. We're doing a power swap right now. So we're just waiting for the two CN locomotives to come around because apparently we're having problems with them. So we're going to swap. Okay, stop. Alright, so these two CN units that you see now, they're sitting here. These ones here are going to be transferred over into the yard because we have a problem with them. So I'm just backing the other train over to pick up those cars. And I gotta be careful I don't walk too far. I've already done it twice. Make sure we're hooked to those cars. You want to hook those cars up, please? And give me that other controller. Okay. Go hook those cars up. So what I'm doing right now is just moving these locomotives out of the way. Okay, those cars hooked. Okay, so don't worry about these locos anymore. Just control that one that you have, and I'll bring mine around. So now that we've done our power swap, here comes a pair of SD40s, Canadian Pacific and Southern Pacific. And as you can hear, that Canadian Pacific's got a weird sounding horn to it. Okay, you're in my way now. Alright, so we're in a holding position because we do have another train occupying the track. Somebody taking too long to swap out cars, apparently. And we have Nora's in the chat. Lance is in the house. How you doing, Lance? Thanks for tuning in. You hope to finish what tomorrow? What, you shampooing? Do you not know how to throw switches? Because you didn't throw the switch right. Before you move your train, throw all your switches and check your line of path first before you move your train. That way we won't have any derailments. Because if you don't throw your switch right, that's why the cars are coming off. We have an engineer that's in training. Don't be watching my train. Watch what you're doing. So now you're going to be going out on track 2, and I'll be going out on track 1. All right. All right, now that he's picked up his cars finally and got out of my way, now I can move my train around. Okay, no, just put the controller back in the box. I need you to throw me some switches. No, am I lined up to go through? Look at the signals. Okay, I want you to go down the other end and throw the crossover switches, please. Because I got to come back around one more time. Wrong one. And throw that, you have to throw that one manually. Make sure it's tight against the rail. Okay. I know training engineers is hard work, apparently. And then once that train goes through, I want you to set them switches back again. Okay? Well, I gotta go and switch mine, so I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so we're coming back around again. So I have to make one more loop around the rec room before I can start heading out again. It's one thing about working a camera system. The engineer had a brain fart. Okay, you're supposed to go, right? Okay, thank you. Alright, so we just shut. Alright, so that train's going to be heading out and going into the other room very shortly, so we can switch to another camera once we see this train go by. And I'll be going out onto track number 1. Now we're going to flip to the Nancy cam. So both those locomotives are equipped with ESU lock sound, and they're both the old Kato locomotives that were made back in the 1990s, which are now DCC. And those are the ones I had to do the LED lighting upgrade, coupler upgrades, speaker install. So we got those two units working quite well together. Now we're going to flip to camera number 1. Let's see where all the other trains are. Alright, so there's the other Union Pacific and CN going in the opposite way. So that means we'll have to flip back to the Nancy cam again. Boy, Nancy, you're getting a lot of stair shots tonight there, my dear. Yeah, I know. I can see it on the camera. Okay, flip your switch, please. No, yeah. Flip it over. Okay. You got to remember, if you look after your train, I'll look after mine. So when you see it come to it, you make sure that the switch is flipped. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to flip back to the Nancy cam in a few minutes. As soon as I see I've got a tiny little screen, so now that train was on track 1, now it's on track 2. New angle, nice cam. Thanks, Nora, appreciate that. Just wait until I get to the other cameras and more of a, because I need to get a longer cord for that camera so I can move it around a bit more. But it'll do for now, so it's working. How you doing, Kelly? Thanks for joining in. You make sure you keep your darling husband there to be in line. Alright, so we're going to run this loop around. We're going to loop that train around. So when he's done, when that's done, throw that switch. Okay? And then go keep an eye on the other train after you throw that switch. So we have one train running around with a caboose on the back of it, and this train does not have a caboose on the back of it. And we're going to flip to camera 3. There we go, there's camera 3. So it's going to do one loop around the rec room, and then we're going to send it back out around. And we'll just have to keep an eye on where the other train is, and hopefully we've got enough time to run around the rec room before the other train comes in. If not, we'll have to stop one of them. So this is just the basic operation of the layout that we have to go through. So when you have 2 rooms, you got to have more than one engineer running around. So I would like to have 4 people in here at once. We can run up to 8 trains. So now we'll flip back to the Nancy cam. There's that train running around. Robert, throw your switch. Was that switch thrown? Yeah. It's already? Okay. Where's the other train? And once this train goes by, we'll flip to camera 1. Not much action happening on camera 1 right now, but that's where we're going to be going. That's my train, so I'm gonna have to slow my train down. So we're gonna go to camera 1 right now. As you can see, I have to stop my train because I'm waiting for a train to come through. Throw it. Why'd you throw that switch for? Has it got a green light on the signal? Can you put a green light on that signal, please? Thank you. All right, now we can start moving. Now the other train's coming in. See, I should have got rid of all that construction paper off that down. It would have made a better shot, but oh well, it is what it is. Oops, I knew I forgot to do something. Oh well. That's what happens. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Nora's not Nora anymore. His name is now Peaches. So that Southern Pacific locomotive that I've done, it's running really nice with that Canadian Pacific. I'm surprised that I've really had to do very little speed matching on the two. Just had to make a couple adjustments to it, and boom, now they're running in sync. I'm quite happy about that. So we'll flip back to the Nancy cam now, and we'll watch that train go through the stairs again. So alright, so when the other train comes back in the room, it's going to come in and pick up another set of cars, some tank cars. Going to be picking up these ones. So we'll have to route that train back over onto track number 2. So it's going to have to do some looping around, and speed limit is very slow going through the switches. Oh look, there's a train going through. Oh look, there's a train up top going through. Okay, seeing how you're on track 2, want to flip your switches. Just need to flip to 1 for right now. Make sure it's all the way over. Okay, and I'll flip this one. Now, get those 2 switches over there flipped so you can come on the inside. Yep. Then do the manual one. And that's it. Okay, so we've already got that train lined up to where it's got to go. Oh, wait a minute, my trains are gone. Where'd they go? Oh, there it is. Now we're going to get set to do the Nancy cam in a few minutes. As you can see, that train up top is coming towards the rec room now. Oh, and there's the other train. Look at that. Boy, that makes for a nice shot. I kind of like that shot. I like that. That looks pretty cool. All right, now we're going to flip back to the Nancy cam. Well, I tell you, Nancy, you're really getting your fill of your shot tonight, aren't you? Holy, look at all the stair shots we're having tonight, just for Nancy. Very cool, but I got to go. All right, River Valley, we'll call you River Valley for short. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you stopping by. You have yourself a good night or a good day, and we'll talk to you later. So it's what we're going to be doing is this train's going to come in and it's going to pick up 1 boxcar and a bunch of tankers, and then we're going to send it back out on its merry way. Where's my train? Have a look. I can't see it. It's gone off scope. It's off the radar. All right, just for safety's sake, I'm going to stop my train until we get this one off. So now we're going to flip to camera 3. And we'll have to bring it around a couple of times anyway, so what's your speed at?
29.
Sound your horn. Okay, well, don't lay on the horn. All right, cut your speed back to 25. Okay, so at 25, I'll tell you when to cut back a bit more because we have to go slow through the switches because these are 6-axle locomotives that really don't like going through these switches too fast. Cut your speed back to 20. All right, so now the train is in a speed zone restriction to 20 mile an hour. So it does take a little bit for it to get around it and get through the switches. Once it goes through the switches, we can boost its speed back up to 30 miles an hour. And then as soon as that train, Robert, has cleared them switches, realign them. It's one thing we have to get him trained on. After the train goes by, realign the switches. And sometimes we all do forget, and then we have accidents. Go figure. No. It's called the Robert factor for some reason. Then stop the train. Oh, okay. Right, realign the switches. All right. Seems to be a problem with that gondola car. Yeah, we'll have to check the wheels on that one. All right, you can boost your speed back up to 25. Now, when I tell you to stop, listen to instruction closely, okay? I'm the conductor, you're the engineer. Here's the big test for him. And I'm going to be the one throwing the switches. So it's basically what we're going to do. We're going to couple to the back of that train. All right. And we're slowly making this train a little bit longer. Hope everybody likes my hat. Cut your speed back to 20. Bell. Ding ding. All right, so what's happening is you see these set of cars here. These are the ones that are going to be picked up. Okay, stop, stop, stop. You see a problem, don't let the loco run away. Just stop the train. Let's find out what just happened. Hang on. We had a premature uncoupling. So it was the CN boxcar that was giving us a problem. That was the track cleaner car that I have running around with the train. Alright, you got 2 cars to go. Car and a half, 1 car, half a car, quarter car, and stop. Now let's see if we're hooked. Nope. Alright, hang on. Alright, now that we've rehooked, there we go. got a funny feeling that scale train's coupler there is acting up. That's the first time I've had that problem with these locos since I've had them. All right, slow down. You're almost there. A little more. And stop. Three short blasts on the horn for reverse, and you can go ahead and pick up these cars. Only take it to speed step 5. Because we don't want to upset any cars by backing up too fast. And dropping off and picking up cars is a little bit of time consuming, but this is how things get done. And you should be managing your controller. That controller should be in your hand at all times. Okay? One car to go. Half car. Quarter car. And stop. Alright. Forward direction. Speed step 1, give it a stretch out, make sure we're hooked, stretch the train out. Okay, stop. Now he's busy doing all his air tests and everything, make sure everything's all hunky-dory. The conductor is checking all the cars, making sure there's no air leaks or anything between the lines. Alright, you can go ahead and pull out. Line your switches again to get back out. Yep. Check that one. Check that one. Is it red? Okay, make sure it's red. Okay, now you're good to go. Remember, speed limit through that switch is only 10 speed steps. So take it up to 15 speed steps when you get close to that switch, then you bring it down to 10 speed steps. Gear in one hand and the throttle in the other. Where's my throttle? Where's my beer? Aha, fooled you, didn't I? You know, I look like a real dork with this hat on. And so do you. Go figure that. We all look funny with the train engineer hats on, eh? Well, they all want to be train engineers. Yeah, that's right. Instead of Wayne's World, we got Ron's World. Oh, hello, David Atkins. How are you, bud? Now, if I missed anybody in the chat that I did say hi to, just type in your name again, and I'll get around to you eventually. Make sure everybody checks out everybody else's channel. Give them some support. And if you like what you see, then go ahead and hit that red button. Thank you, Peaches, for putting up all the links for me. I really do appreciate that. Okay, now that's the set of switches that those two locos don't like. So that's why you got to go through slow. I'm going to have to replace those switches with some number 6 and get rid of those number 4s. Because I wasn't planning on having 6-axle diesels running on my layout. It's amazing how things change. Okay, you're coming to a grade crossing. Where's your horn? Alright, now I gotta find out where my train is. That one's gone by. Let's see where it is on number 1. Is it by the train station? Alright, now that we got that, okay, now you can increase your speed. What are you at now? Okay, increase it to 20 speed steps. Okay, you can turn the bell off now. And you're supposed to be on track number 2, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do you align those switches yet?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so don't forget to align these switches here. Alright, speed step 25. And take it up to speed step 30, and that's where it sits. Right, now you can realign your switches, please. Don't forget the other one. Alright, now we gotta find out where my logo is. So have a look to see where my train is before we have an accident. Alright, well, we'll leave it on camera 1. Oh, there's my train. Look at that. There it is. Oh, and here comes the other train. Look at that. Look at the meat right there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Alright, so we're going to do this running session for about another 10 minutes. 11 o'clock I'm going to call it, but then I'm going to restart the stream and do Google Hangouts, and it's going to be rated R apparently. So if you don't like rated R stuff, don't tune in. If you like rated R stuff, then please tune in. Okay, Robert, I need to throw this switch, please. Realign it for my train. Number 2. Cute. And seeing how I'm going to be off all next week as well, I'm probably going to end up doing some other live streaming as well. But I'll be down here by myself, and I probably won't have my headphones hooked on. But I'm going to move some cameras around to a different spot. And here comes that train. So we'll flip to camera number 2. Run upstairs real quick and grab me a beer. So I hope everybody's enjoying tonight's running session. Everybody got to see power swap out. Cars being picked up. If I had another engineer, we'd be doing some switching. So like I said, I still got 2 more cameras to buy yet. So that'd be actually 5 cameras. And I'll see what I can do about getting a couple of cameras on a turntable, and that way we can turn the cameras as the train goes by and actually follow it almost right around the entire layout. But for right now, this is the best setup that I can do for everybody, and I hope everybody likes it. Now that I can see the chat and everything, I shrunk all the screens down so I can read the chat and do my camera flipping all at the same time. So I got to get another monitor. That's the other thing I'm going to need to do, but that probably won't happen for a while either. So I really can't be spending too much more money on this stuff, seeing as I'm not at work for right now until we get my licensing figured out again. Leave it to the Ministry of Transportation. Well, it takes 6 to 10 days. Okay. Well, might as well take my holiday vacation now. Well, thank you, Union Central System. I'm glad you're enjoying tonight's running session. What do you mean you can hear me better? What's the matter with what? Well, everybody else can hear me fine. Leave it to the redneck. Now just remember, redneck, this is PG. Ken. Look at that. We missed my train going by. Well, that's all right. We'll get to see it go by again. I'll have to get that Nancy cam set back up in a few minutes. As soon as I see a pair of headlights, I'll flip back to the Nancy cam. Oh, look. There goes the other train going the other way. Yeah, and once I get that backdrop in the back there so you don't see all the insulation, once we get a nice backdrop up there, that's gonna be looks like a real nice shot. Oh, there's the other train. There comes my train. Boy, that SP locomotive looks good behind that Canadian Pacific, doesn't it? Wait until I weather that puppy up. And the other train should be coming close to the Nancy cam very shortly. Boy, now I'm getting told to be quiet because before, people can't hear you talking. When I get things all set up and running, I got told to shut up. Yeah, that's right, Nancy. It's totally your night tonight, sweetheart. Boy, that train's getting longer as it goes around, isn't it? Okay. All right, let's go find out what's going on. Hang on. All right, continue on. just had a little bit of a hiccup in the other room with my train, but we got that fixed. Keep an eye on that train, because I can't see it because I have to stay in here. Go in the other room and watch the train. Thank you. Alright, now we should be able to flip back to camera 1 now and see what's going on in the other room. That's why I'm going to have to get a couple more cameras for this room so I can actually see what's going on, because I'm limited right now. Alright, so we got about 4 minutes to go before I call this stream, and then I'll restart after we're done with Google Hangouts. So anybody who wants to come back in to Google Hangouts can come back in. So we're having still a little bit of hiccups on the running session tonight, but it's going better than what I expected. So we should be seeing that train shortly coming through. And of course, Nancy will get one more stair shot for the night. So I'll get that camera ready for that stair shot, and then after that stair shot, that'll be the end of tonight's running session on the stream. What code track do I use? I use code 100 there, Robert, on my layout. And it's all Atlas track. And I do have some Pico switches, but mainly I've got a lot of, everything's all Atlas. just checking to see where the other train's sitting. Yeah, I'm reading the chat. I already said I use code 100 truck. See how the other train's running. Well, we're almost at our end here, so we've gone a minute over, so we'll go a few more minutes over, and then that'll be it. All right, Nancy, you got one more stair shot, and then after this stair shot, I'm calling the stream. So the other train is coming to the stair shot very shortly. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, people. Appreciate all the thumbs up and everything. So audio gremlins, yeah, we're still trying to work out the audio gremlins apparently. Everything takes time. We'll get it done. We'll get everything all sorted out. So all right, so here's the last shot of the night. Nancy, here comes your train. It'll be coming through the stairs. Oh, I see a set of headlights coming. Okay. All right, so I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We're going to shut the stream down.